Has 2024 been a bad year for music? I feel like this question comes around once a year about this point, and we've had some great albums this year, but also some not so good albums. Well, in this video I'll tell you the reasons why we always look back at previous years more favourably, and why 3 of your favourite artists might be to blame for some of the worst music of the year. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ollie, and it is my goal to make music sound better to you. If that's something you're interested in, consider hitting the subscribe button. Since this channel is all about making music sound better to you, I think I should start by saying I don't think this has necessarily been a bad year for music. We've seen some artists release their best works, whether it be Schoolboy Q's blend of heavy hitting bangers and soulful rhythmic tunes on Blue Lips, or The Smile's much more daring sophomore album, The Wall of Eyes. And lots of stellar releases, whether it be Yeat's 2093, Vampire Weekend's Only God Was Above Us, Nia Archive's Silence Is Loud, No Worries Wide Lord, Denzel Curry's Kings of the Mischievous South Volume 2, and more recently JPEG Mafia's I Lay My Life Down For You. Let me know what I missed in the comments. And of course 2024 belongs to Charli XCX, with Bratz certainly being the album that has taken over this year. And with remixes including Lorde and now Billie Eilish, it doesn't look like Bratmania is slowing down anytime soon. So with so much good music coming out, why are some people considering this year bad? Well, it could be down to something called nostalgia bias, and I am certain this is something you will have experienced. Think of a time you went to a concert to see one of your favourite artists. Chances are you might have had a long journey to get there. Once you get there, you've gone to get something to drink or paid £100 for 2 drinks. You enter the venue and you have to stand for 2 hours in a packed out crowd with sore legs and a sore back. Then after the concert, it takes an hour to get back to the car or train home. And by the time you hit the mattress after, it's 1 AM and you're full of adrenaline and you can't sleep. But thinking back now, all you can remember is how good the concert was, how excited you were to hear your favourite song being played, how you and your friends sang and rapped every lyric, and it was the best concert ever. You get the point. What happens here is you have a nostalgia bias towards the memory of that day. That is to say, you remember only the good memories of the day rather than everything else that happened that was not so good. Nostalgia bias, often known as rosy retrospection, love that name by the way, helps the brain store long-term memories more efficiently by simplifying them. By omitting certain details, the brain reduces the complexity of these memories, which lessens the number of neural connections needed to maintain them. This process makes it easier for us to recall and cherish these memories without the burden of every single detail. The same happens for music. We have a certain bias both to years where we had really good memories, thus the music sounded better, but also years where a lot of great albums were released, forgetting a lot of the mediocre music that also came out. Take 2016 for an example. Among music fans, it's considered a particularly good year, with high-profile releases such as Frank Ocean's Blonde, Rihanna's Anti, Beyonce's Lemonade, as well as David Bowie's final album Black Star. But it was also a year of Designer's New English, Kygo's Cloud 9, Meghan Trainor's Thank You, all albums which are totally forgettable, and I bet you did. So in years to come, we are likely to remember the great music that came out this year rather than the average or even bad stuff, making the year seem better as a whole. But you've probably clicked on this video because you agree that this year has been a bad year for music. So let's chat about why this might be the case, and I can think of 2 cheeky scoundrels who might be to blame. Now, alongside Charli XCX, this year will definitely be remembered for the heated battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Imagine saying that sentence a year ago. Many fans, including myself, have this up there with the greatest rap beats ever, creating quite the moment in history. Hip-hop fans will never forget 3rd of May 2024, a night that saw 3 diss tracks back and forth between the 2 superstars. With 45 days between the start of the beef with Like That and the end with The Heart Part 6, that is a sizable chunk of time that artists would have been scared to release music due to the fear of being overshadowed or outsold by any of the disses. Also, record labels and media outlets often focus more on the drama from the beef because it can bring in more viewers and sales. This focus can inadvertently affect promotional opportunities for other artists, particularly emerging ones whose releases might receive less attention as a result. During this time, most of the biggest artists didn't drop new music, and I believe this is definitely due to the beef. Even Dua Lipa's Radical Optimism was released days after The Heart Part 6, probably to less of a splash than she might have hoped. But another big impact of this beef was the re-evaluation of music and the shift into authentic music that represents the artist. Say what you like, I believe Kendrick won the beef, not because he revealed secrets about Drake, but because he used cultural currency, connecting better with people by understanding and using the culture's shared values and symbols. Kendrick's music stayed true to his roots, setting a standard for artists to remain authentic to the music that defined them. This approach not only strengthened his own artistic identity, but also influenced other artists to reconsider releasing works that may not reflect their true artistic values. A great example of returning to roots is Denzel Curry's release of The Kings of Mischievous South Volume 2. Inspired by Kendrick Lamar's emphasis on authenticity, Denzel embraced his musical origins. From interviews I've watched, it seems like he may not have released this album if not for his realization that 2024 is the year of going back to your roots.
If you don't notice, like, everybody this year is kind of returning to what got them hot in the first place. You know what I'm saying? With Kendrick going back to the K-Dot shit.
Sure.
Obviously the beef with somebody else. And, you know, you got everybody kind of doing their thing and going to what got them hot in the first place.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. It's resurgence, maybe.
The album mirrors early Southern mixtapes that influenced Denzel's initial rise. By staying true to his influences while adding his own unique twist, he created one of the standout rap projects of the year. Let me know in the comments what are the best and worst albums of the year so far. Also, make sure you subscribe for more music topic breakdowns. It really takes 2 seconds and it really helps my channel. Trend surfing is when people use popular trends to get noticed or succeed in an industry. In music, artists often do this to sell more by adopting popular styles. For example, Lil Nas X's song Old Town Road mixed country with trap music, 2 of the most relevant genres, and used catchy lyrics and social media to become very popular. This shows how using a trend well can make an artist more famous. The downside of artist trend surfing is that it may cause their music to lose authenticity, which can alienate their core fans. Artists who constantly chase trends may struggle to develop a unique artistic voice, making it difficult to maintain a long-term career after the trend fades. Also, relying on trends can make music feel generic or disconnected from their true style, which may not deeply resonate with listeners seeking their originality and genuine expression. Now, with the huge success of Charli XCX over the past few years, and the love for hyperpop genre, a lot of artists have seen the potential and tried to capitalize. Hyperpop is a complex and eclectic music genre that challenges artists with its blend of high-pitched vocals, distorted sounds, and eclectic pop and electronic beats. This requires a delicate balance to prevent overwhelming listeners. The genre's experimental nature demands a deep understanding of various musical styles and innovative production techniques. Because of its complexity, hyperpop can be difficult for artists to attract a broad audience unless they skillfully managed its intense and varied elements, making it challenging but rewarding genre for those who master it. Artists like Camilo Cabello and Katy Perry have tried to use the hyperpop style, like Charli XCX and 100 Gex. However, their attempts have not been very successful and have led to music that isn't original or memorable this year. This has also created a really oversaturated market, with a few artists leading the way and the rest making generic music trying to capitalize, leading to a lot more mid this year. 2024 certainly belongs to Charli XCX, but if you're sat there still kind of confused about why she's getting so much love for her new album Brat, I suggest you watch this video here where I break down why everyone's listening to Charli XCX. Trust me, you'll like her a lot more after this video.